Woo! Made it.
You made it.
I know.
Jesus, man. You're like...
Sorry, it was exactly what I told Paul I didn't want to happen.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, hey, could you come talk to... And then it's like an hour later. So
2 hours later.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the show. This is Car Stereo Talk. I'm your host, Dean.
And
He's your
Fernando.
host, Fernando. You know, it's funny. I had a guy come up the other day who wanted me to come out and check out his car.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice guy. It was a G37, and he had
nice.
2 Comp RT factory boxes in there. It was a convertible, which was even more rare. But it was in the floor, and it hammered. Hammered.
Wow.
But then he goes,
huh?
"What's the other guy's name?" I said, "Fernando." And he goes, "I know, but this is going to be sound. What's your name?" I go, "It's Dean." I was like, how are you a fan of the show and don't actually know our names?
That's weird.
I thought it was kind of cool, but I was glad he brought it up. He just drove in from California.
Oh wow!
And it was his daughter's graduation present.
It's probably like,
really
you know,
cool.
I don't care about you guys. I just care about what you guys say.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like you two mean nothing. You're just talking puppets. You're just puppets in it.
Just give me the information, baby.
Of course, you need to be, because you need to get us the panel for the rear. Like you were getting clowned yesterday, by the way, by a good friend of yours. Oh yeah. Well, how's that panel coming? It's not coming at all. Oh, you know it's only 3 weeks away. I said, yeah, I'm well aware of how the calendar works. Pioneer or Alpine?
I'm gonna pick Alpine.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna leave. Okay, you're gonna pick Alpine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it up to the audience. All right.
Okay.
So right now, guys, get on your keyboards and start typing Pioneer or Alpine. I want to see answers. Pioneer or Alpine. Let's help Tyrese figure out which one he wants. Type in Pioneer or Alpine. We'll get to the questions. It's all good. But type in Pioneer or Alpine. Don't be funny and type like Kenwood or anything like that. These are our choices. You're on a desert island, Pioneer or Kenwood. Let me know. Give it to me.
All right. So, woo.
Here we go.
Alpine.
Fernando. Okay, fair enough. All right, so let's go.
Thank you, Fuego.
Alpine. Can you pull up? Can you go to alpineusa.com real quick?
Of course I can go.
And pull up the 507. How would you achieve getting optical out from a tablet? I would go to Doug's website at soundman.com and see how he does it, because he's going to be the guy. He's the man for that, for sure. Pioneer, if you still owned by Japanese company. Unless you need module. Okay. Really. I know. No, it's okay.
Products.
All right, you guys can stop. We get it. Alpine wins.
What do we need? Products.
Yeah. Go to receivers. Go to. Is the 507 on there yet? Oh my gosh, they haven't put the 509. Go to the 509, because they just started shipping the 507, but it hasn't made it on there yet. Are you? Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm accepting the cookies.
All right, click on the picture. So 2 things. One, if you want to know more about the Alpine stuff, we just did a full review of not the F1 status, that, but if you go back about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had all the 2022 Alpine stuff in order. We went through it. We kind of talked about some of the new features on the radio. That's cool. But they make 3 models of head units that we want to look at here real quick. This is the 509. They make a 511 and a 507. They're all identical as far as processor speed and functionality. So you can look at any of them and you'll get the same. They all have the new high-res 1280 by 720. They stretch it. But far as radios go right now, as it stands on the market, boom, this is one of the most advanced radios available to you in any iteration. So whether it's a 507, a 509, or a 511, doesn't matter. It's going to have some of the largest amount of functionality as you, the user. Marklin!
What's up, buddy?
I got to call you a favor.
Yes.
But don't worry, it's not like a real favor.
But it's a real favor.
It's not really a favor. It's like a half hour of your time.
It is a favor.
I'll tell you later. Don't worry about it. Have a good weekend, though. Thanks for tuning in. You'll love it. That's all I have to say. It's not really a favor, because you don't have to actually do anything.
Yeah. So
HDMI
definitely.
to optical. There you go. Get an HDMI to optical. So come out of the iPad or device HDMI and then get an HDMI to optical. See, I knew Ada would chime in.
Yeah.
So
no, Alpine for sure.
So, anyways, back to this. They need just like an off button you can press, like right here. You can like turn off.
No, it gotta be in the bottom.
Yeah,
because
anyway.
like you don't have.
Well, yeah, but you're right here anyway. So, anyways, so if you're interested, yes, check out one of those. Alpine still has an ILX W650, which is still a great radio. But if you could swing it, go for the fence, man. Always go for the fence. All right.
Oh, look at that one.
Any suggestions for a three-way setup for the front stage of a 2008 Volkswagen GTI? Oh my God, that car. Oh Jesus. Yes, actually I do. I have one. I can tell you, if you want to be pro level installer, try to fit a set of Focal Flax in that door panel. Good luck. It's a pain in the ass. But really what you want to go with, if you want something that's going to fit really nice, not kill you on the installation, but sound amazing with a good, like say 100 watts of power. Fernando's pulling up the website here. You're going to check out the Morel.
Yep.
Morel has the. Yep, sure. Click on one.
I mean,
it's one of them.
Oh no, it's not that one.
No, it's not that one.
Not that one.
It's not that one.
Not that one. My bad.
Yeah. I was gonna say you can.
This one has a three-way.
Yeah.
This line has a
Maximo.
three-way set. Yes.
Maximo Ultras. The Maximo Ultra. I thought the Maximus had a three-way line too. You sure? Which one do we have the little crossover for back here? Hold on. You find it. You let me know.
I'm gonna find it. And so, all right. So right there, this one.
Yeah.
It's an affordable three-way.
Yes, and they're going to fit. And what makes it really nice, and this is why it's important, is this crossover right here. This is the crossover for the Morel three-way set. Because in that particular car, you're more than likely going to have to mount the crossover in the door. That's where the factory crossover is. And it's really small, and there's not a lot of room. And everything in that car is super tight. And you want to make sure the crossover doesn't go into the door itself. You want to keep it on the outside where it's going to be dry. So you never put it in the door cavity. It's always going to go somewhere between the door card and that inside skin. And this one here, along with great sound, will make your life a lot easier. This is the size of the Focal three-way crossover. As you can see, it's about twice the size. And I can tell you that it took me about an hour and a half, just getting the crossover fit in the door. And I don't wish that upon anybody because it was no fun.
Yeah.
Fernando was laughing the whole time.
Dude,
it's
huge.
There you go. We'd like to thank. Did I ever make that one? There you go.
Yeah.
And you can find that Morel at morelhifi.com.
That's right.
For the best in sound performance. That's right. We would like to thank Morel for being a proud sponsor of the show. And there again, it just was convenient that it's a convenience thing. It also ties in with the sponsor, so that's why we answered it. We'd answer it anyways, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Don't make me talk. It's so hard. All right, moving on. Can you please tell me if my 21 Mustang has bass roll off? I took an LC2i Pro out of one car into this car and something sounds weird. Do I need just an LC1i or is my voltage to the D501 wrong? If it's a 2021 and it has the premium audio system, meaning it has a tweeter, it has a mid-range, and it has a speaker in the bottom of the door, bottom speaker in the door is the crossover. But if you're just adding a sub to this is where this gets fun. It's a variable voltage out of the radio into the amplifier, all right, in that particular car. It should be, which it should be in a 2021. It should be variable voltage. And yeah, so you just, if you're going to go high level, you have to make sure you tap into one of the door speakers, the bottom door speakers. If you're a little bit better at this than the average guy, you should be able to grab the input wire to the amplifier and attach an RCA there and forego any worries of bass roll off or anything like that, because there is a full range signal there to be had, so that you can literally go right into it. Now, if you just want to do away with all of it and put real amplifiers in the car, check out like a DSR1, because the DSR1 with AR should go right into that and solve all your problems. So, but yeah, I've never looked at the output because we've never kept the signal. We've always gone before the amplifier, because that's one of the only cars you can do that on. It's really awesome, especially newer. Any tips on how someone who is relatively new to car audio trade can better themselves and improve their work? Friends of mine will say, watch this channel, and I applaud them for saying that, and I thank them. The other thing, too, is that there's a test called the MECP. MECP. We have a video on it on this channel where we kind of tell you what it is and how it works. And what it does is it's a whole big, you can do it on your phone, you can do it on your laptop, you can do it on your tablet, and it's a giant catalog of information that you have to read and answer questions, and then in the very end you get to take a test. And there's 3 levels to it. There's like novice. They changed all the names, but there's 3 levels of it. And it's a great way to get started understanding the basics of car audio. A lot of the stuff simple questions that people ask are answered in this book. And so if you take the time to read it, especially like the first 3 chapters, those are the ones that are really like hardcore. Mm-hmm. After that, all of it's good, but yeah. Look at this guy. Anyways, it's a great place to start. It's like $100. It's the best $100 you'll ever spend. Okay, let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I'm late. It's okay, Dave. It's okay. We're ready for you. Any subwoofers compatible with the Morel Ultimo SC 12-inch in terms of good sound for 40 hertz and below for rear? And I got to be honest with you, I don't know. It's a great little woofer. There's no doubt about it. That's it right there. It's pretty amazing. 5.1-inch voice coil. I would think, man, I don't know. That would be a great Jeff question. Something free air would probably be better. If you think about it, like a big 15-inch free air would probably be good for low, deep bass, because, that's what he always says. But I've never really
All right, so
I tapped into the door speaker after the amp. Okay, that's fine.
Go up a little bit more.
Okay, I'm just gonna go to new comments. I'm gonna shut this off. But yeah, if you want to, you can tap it like I said.
Right.
Okay. All right. So Fernando's been desperately working on this one while I've been doing this. That Jester, $10. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
To help with road noise, which of the 2 materials would you choose to complement dampening materials, mass loaded vinyl, or sound absorbent material? So we're trying to kill road noise. Actually, I just had this conversation with somebody because they were like, I was thinking about pulling my headliner down and putting sound treatment on. I was like, okay, what are we trying to do? Stop vibration or kill noise? Mm-hmm. And he's a contractor. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. If you have a 10 by 10 room in a house, okay, and a plane flies overhead. Now, the attic is empty. We haven't put anything in the attic yet. The attic is empty. Plane flies over the top, drywall up there, that's it. You hear the plane, right? Mm-hmm. I said, do you think an 1/8-inch piece of metal and butyl up there is going to stop that plane from making enough noise for you to hear?
No.
Or is 8 inches of blown-in fiberglass insulation going to kill the road noise more?
Right.
So the blown-in fiberglass is going to kill the road noise. So mass-loaded vinyl is great for absorbing sound, stopping the metal from vibrating. But really, at the end of the day, you want something that is going to absorb the road noise, the sound that is coming from the road. So like when we look at like the Ground Zero kit, the Ground Zero kit comes with all of the stuff to make both vibration and noise a priority, because we have the acoustic foam for the inside of the door panel. We have the foam for I say door card. Let's call it the door card so that we can make the Europeans happy. So we have the acoustic foam for the inside of the door card. Plus we have butyl for around the speaker with metal. So we can make this rigid, and then we can put this tons of foam on it to kill the air in the door panel that's going to be created. So that 1 inch of foam is absorbing sound. Then we put baked potato the whole inside skin. We baked potato the whole outside skin.
Okay.
Then we put metal aluminum over that area behind the speaker or whichever one you do first. It really doesn't matter. We put aluminum on there, a panel on there to make that more rigid. And then we have the foam that we put the 1/8" foam that goes over all of it when we're done.
Mhm.
So there's like butyl, aluminum, foam, butyl, aluminum, foam, butyl. So it's like there's layers of stuff, and it's all absorbing everything. You know.
Okay.
So you have to decide: are we looking at killing road noise? Or are we looking at killing vibration? Because they're two totally different problems.
Well, I mean, it's like road noise.
So that's what I'm saying. But a lot of people confuse road noise with that. So, you know, you could do something as simple as going to your carpet store and getting some carpet jute and cutting it out to the shape of the door panel, the door card, just putting that on. And that's going to kill a ton of road noise. You know, it's going to do it. It's or just getting some foam. That'll, you know, you have to create, just like in the car, like the floorboard of the car.
Okay.
The floorboard of the car is jute, rubber, carpet.
Yeah.
And that's absorbing the road noise. You think an extra piece of 1/8" underneath that is really
no, but you always wanted to do whatever it can.
No, I
to
know.
Help it,
I know. But again, noise, you need a thick sound absorbing material. You know, ballistic blankets, thick. You know, thick things. So but so foam. You want to look at something with foam. More foam the better, or jute, or something like that.
Okay.
So what do you got there?
No, I mean,
the sound.
Stinger
Roadkill has the foam.
It has the foam, the ultimate. It has the butyl, it has the aluminum, and it has the foam.
Right, and that's the stuff that we use on the door panel when we're just doing what we call the basic plus install.
And if you're actually looking to kill the road noise, it's like just.
They also have a foam mat too. They have a 1/2" foam mat that they sell.
Yeah, but I mean, you want to go crazy? It's like.
Oh yeah, do that everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the whole car.
Dude, go crazy. Yeah.
I still want to do that.
The whole car.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks so cool.
Get some Resin X. That's the stuff for residents. Resin X.
Resin X.
From Nick.
From Nick.
Yeah. Pick up some Resin X. Best T-harness for a 2020 Silverado without bows. You caught the news show yesterday. Pack just announced they're making this harness. So Pack is going to have this harness. I don't know if they have this harness yet. So that's where you want packdashaudio.com is where they're going to make that T-harness. So that's that. Let me go in here. We'd like to thank Morel for being a sponsor of the show, and that's their time. Before we go any further, we make a tool that makes your lives easier.
Yes.
Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe you haven't. But please enjoy the commercial that Fernando put together for your viewing pleasure. Boom. Thank you, Fernando. That was wonderful. Good job. All right, let's shut that off before people yell at us. Thanks for answering. I like my vehicle to sound like a Bentley inside.
Buy a Bentley.
So I will say this. Remember the Toyota guy?
Yes.
So we had a guy with a Toyota.
Yep.
That, well, I don't remember which one it was. What's Jeff have?
It's a Toyota Camry.
Camry. Right? So we had a Toyota Camry.
Yep.
And all we did was put two of the two of the Ground Zero kits in there, and that's it. We didn't put speakers, we didn't put amps, we didn't do nothing. All he paid us to do is install the Ground Zero treatment. We did it on the front doors, we did it on the rear door, we did it on the rear deck. That's all he wanted. He's like, just sound treatment. And when we got done with that car, man, it was like riding in an electric car. It was so quiet.
Yeah,
it wasn't like riding in an electric car.
Try it. Yeah.
But it was definitely. Axeman checking in.
What's up?
I need my new stereo on my RAV4. We know you do, and we're here for you.
Yes.
RVH. Add some weight and sound deadener. Need to invest in turbos, so I can. Yeah, I mean there is that. Yeah, I mean every time we post one of those videos, there's at least one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be that guy that goes, well, now that you've added all that weight, you're gonna break the hinges on the door.
Yes, like the Jeeps that you put like a. Huge tires and
like,
subwoofers.
What? Who? I mean, okay, yeah, sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's that. Yep,
sure.
I love. Yep. Moving on. Brian, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
On most cars, is it okay to unplug the airbag sensor after you disconnect the negative battery cable, or does this differ from car to car? How do you find out this info with so many vehicles out there? I will tell you that yes, once you've disconnected the battery's negative terminal, and I would just do the positives as well because it's really not going to matter. Disconnecting both is fine. Once you've disconnected power to the car, usually wait about 5 to 10 minutes for the capacitors in the car to discharge, and then you can pull the airbag and not have any issues. Really, the question is, what cars can I disconnect the airbag with the battery still connected is the real problem. The other problem is, what cars can I not disconnect the battery in? Because in some cars, if you disconnect the battery, you get a check engine light because you've done that. So it's one of those things where, yeah, it truly sucks. So if you don't have to disconnect an airbag wire, whether it be a seat airbag wire or an airbag wire, or don't do it.
Yeah.
Work around it.
In some cars, you got to disconnect the airbag to disconnect the battery.
Yeah.
Right?
That'd be a Porsche. Yeah, it totally sucks.
No, but like, for example, in the Nissans, it has the airbag in the dash. We unscrew it and leave it plugged in and leave the
yeah, which is, it's funny though, because on a Nissan you can literally reset it, but it's just a pain in the butt.
Yeah, but why?
They got a whole key thing you have to do to reset
7
it.
times.
And sometimes the simple scanners will clear the airbag light.
Yeah.
Sometimes they won't. It just depends on the car makeup. So if you don't have to do it, don't do it. And if you don't have to disconnect the battery, don't disconnect the battery. It sucks, man. Yes. I know in some cars we'll disconnect the Hondas. Like if you disconnect the battery in a Honda, before you connect the battery, be in a position where you can drive the car, because the car is going to want you to be driven. If you don't drive it, then every check engine light in the car is going to come on, because it just assumes there's a massive catastrophic failure because you can't follow instructions.
Driven, huh?
Driven the car, drive the car. Driving me crazy.
No, I'm just
driven me crazy. It's driven me crazy in the past. Yeah, that didn't work out. He drove off a cliff with that. For some points of reference, which package y'all did on Illusion Avalon? It reduced. Oh, okay. There. Sorry. For some point of reference, whichever package y'all did on the Illusion Avalon, it reduced road noise by 15%. I'd guess. I don't remember. The idea is to put a much louder stereo in and not worry about the road noise.
That makes sense.
I mean, that's my idea. Wait, hold on. Go to Abraham real quick before we'll come back to that one. Did you see the 2022 Silverado? They changed the radio again. Yes, of course. I mean, dude, listen, you're clearly not a parent yet, or you wouldn't be as shocked by these things, because as a parent, basically how your life is going to exist. You might be a parent. I don't know. We're not that tight yet. We'll meet at some point. But as a parent, just when you get comfortable, the kids change the game on you. So just when you get comfortable with the car manufacturer, change the game. Just when we had F-150s figured out, what happens? They go and flip the game. All right, pull up, Juliet. Better to use high-level input from speaker signal into a DM810 or RCAs from radio. It's an aftermarket Kenwood radio. All right. Use the RCAs. And here's why. For one, Kenwood, volume all the way up. You're not going to have a problem. You're not going to get a clipped, dirty, nasty signal out of the RCAs. It's clean all the way through. So the Kenwood has a really nice preamp. Even on the entry-level Kenwood stuff, it's still done really well. Now, for everyone out there that doesn't have a Kenwood, let me explain why we recommend the RCAs as opposed to the high-level output. And there again, there's truth in what everyone says. Yeah, use the high-level output because you'll get more voltage and you're just going through the high-level, blah, 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 blah. And they're not wrong. The problem has nothing to do with the output voltage coming from the factory radio, whether it be high-level, low-level. It has to do with where it's going to distort. Most radio manufacturers, especially on the cheaper radios, and that's what we're talking about here, what they try to do is get the preamp section as close to an undistorted, unclipped signal through that RCA. coming out of the factory amplifier in it, not so much. They don't give a crap. They just turn it up. So what happens is about 2/3 volume on most of the radios, what we found out is that it dies. It's done. So like 28 to 30 on the volume knob, you're getting just nasty, disgusting signal out of that radio. Well, nobody is really ever going to stop at that point. Like, you can't stop. You can't only eat one Dorito. You have to eat more. So what ends up happening is that you end up still turning the volume all the way up at some point, because you just don't, you can't help yourself. And you just get this nasty clipped signal into your whatever you've attached it to. So it's not so much that they're wrong. It's just the radio manufacturers intended you to do it this way for your own damn good. So yes, just go to the RCA preamp section. If you want a hotter preamp before you get into your whatever it is, you know, Audio Control makes the, what the hell is it called?
That's what they call
the Matrix. Is it the Matrix? Yeah. Audio Control makes the Matrix.
What's out, Fernandos?
And the Matrix is a salt and pepper line driver. And what I mean by that is it does some crazy audio control stuff that just makes everything sound like really good. And if you've got one of those entry level head units, that thing is fabulous. Go to the Matrix. Or you already got it? No?
No.
Oh, I mean, I'm going to beat you there.
Oh, I'm in amplifiers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, line drivers. They literally have their
There
own
you go.
page. Did you beat me? Oh, no. Hey, I'm going to win.
Yes.
I'm going to win. Boom. There it is, the Matrix. So that's it right there.
That's the new one.
That is the new Matrix. It's tiny, it's sexy, it's cute. It's a line driver. So if you bought one of those inexpensive radios, adding the Matrix into it will definitely make it sound a hell of a lot better. Now, keep in mind, if you have a DSP that has a good preamp section like a DM810, you don't need this because this is built into a DM810 already. So you don't have to worry about it. But for everybody else out there that might not have a DSP or just going into basic amplifiers, this is a great product to have to make it sound better. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Right. Trinidad's in the house.
Hey, and while you're at it, if you'd like to learn more about Audio Control, head over to audiocontrol.com. They are a proud sponsor of the show, and consequently, they just make really good stuff, and that's why we always talk about it.
They do.
So makes life easy.
There you go.
Buy an RTA, get a voucher for your favorite movie. As long as it's one that we reviewed, because they all suck.
Yeah. Make sure
Now, last week's movie wasn't too bad.
It was?
Yeah, The Lost City or Jewel of the Nile or wherever it was.
Yeah.
Hi guys, if I have a tweaked JL processor, do you think it is necessary to use the passive crossovers for my speaker components? Yeah, they're two different things, man. Two different things. Okay. If you have a channel for every speaker in your car. So let's say you have a set of tweeters, you have a set of mid-range, you have a set of rear speakers, and you have a subwoofer. So you have an amplifier channel for every set of speakers in your car. Then your tweak, which has 8 channels of preamp output, can be used to actively cross over the speakers. So you can put channels 1 and 2 on tweeters, channel 3 and 4 on mid-bass, channel 5 and 6 on rear, channel 7 and 8 on sub, or channel 7 on sub, channel 8 on set, or whatever you want to do there. It doesn't really matter. If you only have, let's say, a front amplifier, a rear amplifier, and a sub amplifier, then no, you're going to need the passives, because what the passives are designed to do,
Is that hi-fi?
conveniently enough, we'll use the break apart Audisons here. One of the passive crossovers is going to actively cross over that tweeter, meaning provide the lowest possible frequency that tweeter is going to play. Let's say 3,200 hertz. And then the mid-range crossover, the mid-range, whatever one I haven't touched yet, the mid-range crossover is going to provide the top for the mid-range, meaning how high can that play so that it doesn't interfere with my tweeter, which in this case would probably be 3,200 hertz. Where the tweak now comes in is the bottom for this mid-range, meaning I don't want this mid-range to play down to 20 hertz. It can't do that. That's what my subwoofer's job is for. So I'm going to put that tweak at a crossover point, let's say 80 hertz. It's a good place to start for that mid-bass. So that mid-bass will stop at 80 hertz. So now what I have is a full two-way crossover where we have a bottom for the tweeter, We have a top for the mid-range and a bottom for the mid-range. That's how you do that. Now, you can do it electronically, like I said, if you have a channel for every single speaker. Okay.
All right.
What's up, Hi-Fi? Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. I got the 9707 installed in my 2012 Cadillac Escalade with the Maestro RR and the RR GM5 with the AV. Yeah, okay, so the rear overhead retainment with backup camera, but can't seem to get rear overhead factory monitor to work. Any advice? No, not really. It's a nightmare. More than likely, it's somehow there's an input output probably wrong with it. If it powers up, if it doesn't power up, don't know. But if it powers up, like if you can get the blue screen but nothing else happens, more than likely there's an input output problem somewhere and you're just not getting it. The other thing too is that does the 9907S have a CD DVD player in it? Because that'd be the only source that would appear on that back monitor. You do have to go into the Kenwood and tell it to feed it out of the rear RC output. Like it doesn't automatically, like if you put a DVD into it, it doesn't know to play it out to the back monitor. You do have to go into the settings of it and tell it what you want to play out of the output RCA. That's like that so that you can do radio up front and DVD in the back. So one of those things hopefully will help you with that.
Yeah. I mean, you have the right product.
Well, no, he's got all the right stuff. It's just
So-
a nightmare of when we do these things. It's like,
Yeah.
trust me, we don't like doing them. You know, we spend an hour testing everything to make
Yeah.
sure it works and we're done. Out of all DSPs, which one would you choose for your personal? None. Got to be honest with you, wouldn't choose any of them. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put in my car right now. Like, I think I know what amplifiers I want, which is getting kind of excited because it's like I think I finally like, yes, I'm going to do these. But I don't want to decide on a DSP because personally right now, there's a lot of DSPs that are super close to what I would want on a DSP. But then again, they're not. So what I want to do is I want to make my car a lab for DSPs. Like we can put any DSP we want in Fernando's car, but I want to be able, because I want to be able to play with DSPs, multiple DSPs. There's a lot of DSPs that are a lot of fun, and I'm not saying they all suck. They don't. They're actually really nice, but it doesn't seem like they're getting really good and really damn good and really close. Like all the updates they're doing to the Helix are going to be phenomenal and really sexy, and like I can't wait to start playing with that. Audio control is going to do some upgrades to theirs as well. I don't know when. I've seen pictures. Not supposed to talk about it, but I don't really care. Love you, Alex. JL did a huge update recently to theirs. So I mean, there's a lot of cool DSPs out there, and that's the other thing too, man. I just don't want to be committed to one brand.
You have to.
But if you have to be, so what we always suggest, and it stands true, download the software to the one that you think you want to play with or you want to buy. See if you can figure out how to use it, because that's what matters. And that's why we try to do like DSP Sunday, where we just kind of like take a DSP and then again, once these other companies get their updates done, we'll definitely do more DSP Sunday stuff.
All right, Scott, thank you, man. I'm still working on my son's Lexus. The rear doors have a tweeter, yet the front dash has mid-range and no tweeter. I feel like Toyota installed the Mark Levinson system backwards, such as a difficult car.
I would agree with you on that one. You know, I'm not a big fan of the middler or the high frequency mid-range. I know why they do it and it makes sense, but yeah, you just don't get that really crisp sound out of the front, and putting a tweeter in the back doesn't help. Doesn't help at all. But hey, man, smarter than us, right? They're smarter than us.
Yeah.
How do I know what other bass knobs will work with my Phoenix Gold TI-1 160.5 other than the RBFC?
Just that one.
Man, that's a good question. I mean, that'd be a question you could shoot at Jeff, because I'm pretty sure tech support wouldn't have an answer to that. Man, I have no idea, but yeah, that would be. Now, okay. If you're trying to plug it into the actual bass knob, you're probably going to be out of luck. I mean, I don't know of anyone off the top of my head that, all it takes is one pin to be wrong. I'm sure there's one out there. However, there is a better solution. And thanks for Fernando for remembering, because it is the sponsor of the hour, or of the 15 minutes. And that is this guy right here. This is the ACRU universal bass knob. Now, pardon me, the really cool thing about this is, yes, I understand if you've already got a knob wire run and all that other fun stuff. Boo, I get it. I totally can respect the headaches of having to rerun a bass knob. I do this for a living. I know how bad it sucks. But the cool thing about this is it's two pieces. So the bass knob can go up front, and the other piece can go wherever you want it. All right, whatever you want it. And it takes a standard Cat 5 cable between it. So it can be up to 150 feet long or 3 feet long. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. If you've got Cat 5 tool to make your own Cat 5 length, you can make it any length you want. The cool thing is you can take this and you take the main controller, put it back by the amplifier. So if you've already got a full flush panel or whatever, you can put it behind the radio. You can do whatever you want. The really nice thing about this is there's the backside. So you just have input, output RCAs. The really nice thing about this is it's a linear bass knob, which means it starts at 0 and it goes linear up to all the way up. It doesn't do whoosh, where it's like nothing, everything. It's just it's an actual volume knob, which most subwoofer manufacturer amplifier guys cannot figure out. So if you're looking for the ultimate bass knob or the ultimate volume knob, there's a lot you can do with this, because like I said, you can have up to 150 feet. So yeah, and it's totally linear and full range and all that other good stuff. Need help finding best audio setup for 2013 Challenger SXT. So, I mean,
what are we gonna start?
Where do we start? I mean,
you can change everything in that car.
So it's a 3.5. It's a 6x9
radio.
I'll tell you. All right, so let's look at it. It's a 9-year-old car.
Yes.
So we don't want to go full crazy. I totally understand that. We might want to go full crazy. I don't know, but let's say we want to do this at a reasonable amount of money.
No.
Do we want to change the radio? Can we change the radio?
I mean, we can change radio.
That's Chrysler.
That's a 300. That's Dodge. It's Dodge Charger.
Challenger.
Challenger.
I think that's a metric kit. I think that's just a standard. 2013. I think it's just standard metric kit. I think it's just a full dash. All right, Fernando's going to do that. All right, let's start with speakers.
Yeah.
So if we want to do something that's like made to go in there, sound great, check out the Kenwood KFC 6903s. The KF 6903s will drop right into place, and boom, you're all good, and that will you're fabulous. Yeah, go to Metro. I think that's just the Metro kit. I think that big silver Metro kit. I don't think that's that dash yet. You can do a pair in the front, you can do a pair in the back. If it's the SXT, chances are good it has the rear 3.5s as well as the 6x9s, so you can use both sets in that car, or it has the 3.5s in the rear door possibly. We like to use that set whether there's rear 3.5s or not, just because. Now, if it's in the rear deck like it probably is, then you could do, so it's just standard. You could do the 6904s for the rear deck, so you could have matching. So you got 6903s up front, 3.5, 6x9 on the door, 6904s in the rear. Kenwood makes a great 5-channel amplifier. The dash kit for that car is the standard dash kit, which is the 6511 or 651117. So it's nothing there as far as the dash kit. Simply you get a nice double din in the dash. I would strongly recommend using the iData wiring harness for that car. Just do it. As far as radios go, find one that you like. I mean, we talked earlier about Alpine being great. Kenwood makes an awesome radio. JVC makes one. If you want to do big floating screen, you can, because you got plenty of room in that dash to do something cool like that. And then subs. It's like the box that fits like in there like a glove is the comp box, the kicker comp box, the 212 comp box. I believe it's the 212. Is it 212 or the 210?
210.
Check the measurements on the site. But like that kicker box, whatever the width is you have between the two little funky things in the trunk, that kicker box just gloves right in there. and it's either the 10s or the 12s. It'll tell you. Obviously you can check kicker.com for the sizing. But
thank you, man. Thank you, Harris.
Oh,
listening while you're driving.
But anyways,
yeah,
a lot you can do, man. Go to town, have a lot of fun.
Thank you,
Raja. Super sticker. Yep, he's talking to his buddy there.
Hang on, I'm trying to find the other one over here.
Take your time. It's okay. In your opinion, oh, hey, here we go. We get to do Dean's opinion and Fernando's. In your opinion, Fernando, you're going to answer this one. In your opinion, what would be better, SQ? 8 speakers, 4 comps, 4 components, and 4 coax, wired, 1 4-channel amp, 2 at 2 ohm, or 2 4-channel amps at 4 ohm.
Oh, wow.
So 4 components with 4 coaxials.
4 components with 4 coaxials. Okay, I'm out.
All right, I'm doing this easy. I'm honestly going to do this the easiest way possible. I'm going to buy the 4-channel amp or the 8-channel amplifier. I'm just going to buy the KXM 800.8.
Okay.
800.8, I think is what it's called. Just do a 4-channel amp. I'm sorry, an 8-channel amp. Call it a day. Plenty of power. Rock on. Have all the adjustability, all the gain control I want. Because, like, dude, if you got, let's say, I don't know where the coaxes are going, but let's say you have one, like the car we just did, where there's the back door and the rear deck. I don't want those on the same channel. I want to be able to control the volume of these because these are going to be way louder than the ones in the bottom of the door. So I want gain for as many channels as I can have. So if I want to do full active with EQ, I'd look at a Forza or a Helix.
The V12, you got.
Oh yeah, you could do the Helix. You could do the Helix V12 and do everything active.
Everything active.
Yeah,
right?
so like
no problem.
Yeah, Helix V12 would power 4 more. Yeah, so that would actually give you 4 tweeters, 4 mids, and 4 coaxials. Helix V12. If you want to do that, like I said, Kicker makes the KXM. It's a green marine 8-channel amplifier. Don't pay attention to the marine thing. It's an awesome amplifier. The problem is, and here's the reason why. What happens is a lot of times these amplifiers will give you 2 ohm rating, and they're not really 2 ohm amplifiers. They're lying out their ass. They're giving you that because they know everyone wants to see it on a piece of paper. So you get this cool, affordable 4-channel amplifier. You put it in the car, you run it at 2 ohms, and you're like, why does it sound so bad? And you think, oh, maybe it's because I don't have this, or maybe I don't have that. And it's really no. Just the amplifier sucks.
Now, if we don't have probably a lot of money for the B12, the Alpine.
That's not enough power.
It's not enough.
Not enough power. I think we give them enough options.
Okay. All right.
Hi, guys. Really tight for space. Looking for 12-inch Kicker Comp RT prefab enclosure with the passive radiator. Any good? It's a wonderful box. Wonderful box. I will tell you this. If you go up to the L7T, box is the same size, more or less, and it's a lot louder. It's a lot louder. How much louder is it?
It is a lot louder.
So check your measurements. They are a little bit different. The Comp RT12 downfiring box, we sell a ton of them. Love that box. But if you have the money and the power to go to the L7T, it would be well worth your time. All right, so let's turn this off.
Yeah. Fang of the Truth. Thank you, man. That was great. Everybody have fun. Thank you, man.
Hey, guys. Have you ever heard of Focal?
Yes.
They make a bunch of stuff. One of the speakers that they make is an auditor. Auditor line is an affordable Focal. That's right. It's quite amazing. It's got an amazing Focal sound. It's got the amazing Focal tweeter. But it doesn't come with that, oh, my God, Focal price point. I don't know if this is a good ad or not. But, hey, do yourself a favor. Head over to focal-america.com. Lines, Auditor. Auditor has a full line. And if you'd like to see an install on one, on this same channel, we have a car stereo lab where we put a full auditor system into Haley's car. And, yes, it was impressive. It's still in there. And she's still rocking it. She's like, Dad, these tweeters, man. Holy cow, these are nothing like I had before. And I was like, I know. These are Focal tweeters, my friends. So check them out at focalamerica.com. We'd like to thank them so much for being a proud sponsor of the show.
Check them out. All right.
Hi, guys. Question. DD1 for adjusting my gains. New GZ amp. Clip indicator turns on for a millisecond when adjusting. SMD normal with good amps. Ideas to overcome this? If you're talking about why you're adjusting the gain, you get that really quick, like the DD1 light turns on and turns off real fast. That's normal. That happens. Like I think it just has to do like it's just picking up the distortion in the gain pot. But yeah, that happens all the time. Go slower is really what it's. You're just like, yeah.
Don't rush it. Hi, Cargill.
But yeah, a lot of the times, like even on an amplifier, sometimes you'll be adjusting the gain and the clip light will come on for a split second. I think it's just the gain pot. If I was to guess, they're again just guessing because it seems like it never does it at the same time. If you do something, but if you go slower, it won't do that. So I think you'll be okay.
All right.
Just installed a Sony floating screen in my 2020 Toyota Tundra with Kenwood amplifiers. Does the 2020 Tundra have ANC? No. None of the Toyota trucks have ANC. None of the Toyotas.
None of the Toyota does.
Toyota doesn't do ANC. They're not worried about their car sounding good. Not at all.
That's for sure.
Why would they want to waste their money on that? I mean, come on.
Just
slap some all pass filters on it and call it a day. No, you're perfectly okay. You shouldn't be getting anything. And the only reason that would stay in there is if like, and so for example, ANC really wouldn't affect anything if you had, let's say, a preamp section with amplifiers and all that other fun stuff, because it would bypass itself with your installation.
All right.
I have a DM810 and occasionally it won't shut off. All the amps shut off. The epicenter shuts off, but the DM won't. Ran off an Alpine 4909 with relay. Any ideas? Yes, we have the idea. We have the problem. We know what it's doing. Yes. There.
You have the idea?
I know exactly. You know exactly what it is.
You looking for the idea?
No, I know what it is. I'm responding to this text message.
Oh, what were you doing?
Because she's waiting for me. And they're already ticked off at me. What is the problem, Fernando?
All right, so the DM810 occasionally doesn't shut off. Quick, simple. You open the DM810 and the jumper
that says Accubase, move it.
Yeah.
What's happening is it's still using the Accubase. It doesn't turn the Accubase. Like it's in some situations, for some reason, the Accubase is supposed to auto detect the RCA and shut it down, but it doesn't always work. So what's happening is the Accubase circuit is freaking out. Mm-hmm. Every now and then it does it in an 810 or a 608. So there's like what, 2 screws? I don't even think you have to remove the RCA. You really don't have to. No, 2 screws on the top, and the whole metal cover comes off. Disconnect power.
Yes.
Pull the power. Pull the power. Open it up. And inside there's a bunch of jumpers. Look for the one that says Accubase. It's in the instruction manual. It just goes from here to here, and you're done, and your problem will be solved.
But you don't have to move nothing. Literally, just
jumper over one, and you'll be rocking and rolling. How come every time I open an epicenter, the left and right jumpers are opposite from each other? Aren't they supposed to be the same? One is balanced, and the other one is unbalanced. Gotta be honest with you, I never opened an epicenter.
Thank you for the 20, man.
But I don't think we've ever opened an epicenter.
No, I'm gonna open it.
I mean, we have several we can open.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a good question.
Okay, well, the question is, why are you opening it? I guess would be like, what is?
So how come every time I open?
Well, I wonder if you're opening it because there's a bypass inside of it that you can do. I wonder if he's just doing that.
To do what?
There's a jumper inside to turn something off that is now a switch on the new one. So for one, switch to epicenter micros. There's nothing inside, but there's like the PCM or PFM.
The PFM
jumpers
right.
on the inside.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, because now it's a switch on the outside. So
that's a good question.
I don't know. Hi guys, greetings from Jacksonville, Florida. You guys have any knowledge of what happened to Kenwood XR? I noticed it's not available on any other online retailers. Oh, we have knowledge. And I tell you what, if you really want one, give Paul a call, 727-216-6170. He has them, and he will gladly sell you one. But yes, they have disappeared. Basically, how Kenwood is looking at that as a failed experiment. every now and then what will happen is you get a Japanese company involved in a product and such as this, and the American manufacturer will come to you and say, hey, listen, do all this cool stuff and you'll sell a ton of them. And then the Japanese manufacturer goes, yeah, well, let's do that. And then they go, well, okay, well, let's do that, but without this. All right, well, let's do it without that. All right, what is the bare minimum we have to make in order to sell this thing so it'll work with your piece? This. Okay. So what happened was the XR 606 DSP was the bare minimum that iData wanted the amplifier to be. Bare ass minimum. They went to two companies back in the day that actually said yes. One was Rockford, because they already had DSP software, and you get the DSR1. It's been a huge success. But they followed and did a lot of what iData recommended they do. iData wanted something totally different from what Kenwood decided to make. They wanted a 6-channel amplifier with 6 channels of input that could plug into the factory radio, have the DSP work with an aftermarket radio, like the Kenwood radio, like you could plug the two together. They wanted all these things. And in the end, what we ended up with was the 606 DSP, which was, it had to have an AR. It was 2 channels of audio input because there again, most of the integrations that it was going to do is going to be into a factory amplified system, because they didn't know at the time what they know now is that we can do a lot of other things with it where we can retain 4 channels into it. So yeah. And then like the phone app was kind of okay. It wasn't great. And they just, there was plans for a 2.0 version, and the Japanese just said, nah. That's not to say one day we won't get it, but we're definitely not going to get it right now because of the chip shortage. Kenwood has just kind of like put everything with that on hold, which kind of sucks because that was the only foray Kenwood had into DSP. And there's really, as of right now, no plans to bring it back in the foreseeable future. So it's what happens with these companies. If you go back and you look at all the Alpines, all the Pioneers, all the Clarions, all the Kenwoods, all the Sonys, and you look at all the cool stuff they've come out with, and you go, why don't they have that now? Because it was a failed experiment. They either came out too soon, or they didn't listen and do. They didn't go. They're not companies that want to go the extra mile. Alpine is probably the only exception to this, because they will go the extra mile, and then they'll add 10 miles onto that, which is sometimes becomes the problem, is that they go too far. But like, yeah, if you look at the history of some of the cool products that all these companies that have that like we would be like super excited to have now, but we don't because they're like, nah, we did that once and it didn't work. It's kind of like going to an American company and saying, why don't you build amplifiers here? And they go, nah, no, we did that once. So, yeah.
All right, hang on. I was having this one right here.
I'm having a problem finding a product for a 2022 Ram Classic 1500 non-amplified version. I want to add RC output to my stock radio. The RP4 CH21R2 is not compatible with classic models. It's not? Why not? That's the 8-inch screen. Why is that not compatible? Are you sure that's not compatible? How's that not compatible? Because I mean, even I wonder if it's just the harness. Okay. Call them back and find out if it's just the harness. Like if you checked early in the year, they hadn't tested it yet. They have tested it now, and it's a harness problem. It's got nothing to do with like data. It's just the harness is wrong. So they actually have the pin out to where you can hardwire in a CH41 into a RAM. So you may want to call them back if you haven't talked to them recently. If you talked to them recently, I totally understand. You may want to call them back, talk to somebody else. But
yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're trying to get RC output on the back of the stock radio, there is really no easy way to do that without doing some form of integration like DSP or something like that.
I only have something for the 21.
Well, no, they're not going to list it because they don't actually have a harness for it. So I think call them back and find out. Yeah. I mean, like I said, because I think we know that they have integration for that into the harness that's new. So if you pull the radio out and it's not that standard latch-in harness, it's just a harness issue, and they have the hardwiring.
You're right.
Okay. Thank you, Natasha, for morale for the swag. Oh yeah, dude, for the guys, any of you guys that entered into that the whole Morale America giveaway that we were kind of part of, only in the sense of our name was on it. There was like 50 people that she Oprah'd your ass. Like if you entered and got the right answer, you won. So make sure you check your inbox on Instagram. Yeah. So that you can win cool stuff.
That is right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Recommendations for an interface to add a sub to a 22 Tahoe Nambos. I'll give you two. The first one is going to be, of course, the Epicenter Micro. That'll allow you to integrate into that and get some, Epicenter stuff. It has high level input. It gives you the Epicenter. So if you're into like classic rock like I am, then you're gonna get bitchin' deep bass that you can adjust. It's got a dual function knob. It'll work really well with that particular thing. Now, if the other thing you're worried about is fixing just any of the audio issues it may have, and then adding an amplifier that has, let's see, bass boost or some form of EQ or something like that, why don't you just go to Kicker?
I'm trying.
It's just kicker.com. It's literally just kicker.com. Like they paid. They were smart.
I know, but they
actually
have
bought the
so
URL.
much stuff.
No. Just go to car audio, and then go to key, and then scroll down.
Yeah.
And they have 3 things, and it's right there.
Dude, they have so much stuff.
You're just making excuses.
No.
Scroll back up. Right there. Or if you're wanting to DEQ the system, possibly add in another highs amplifier or something like that, then check out the Kicker Key Lock. The Kicker Key Lock will DEQ the system, fix any bass roll-off, add in loudness, do everything. And from that, you can actually build onto for future if you want to add in highs later. So there you go. 2 choices.
There you go.
It does not have a bass knob. I have a 2013 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I want to know the size, a subwoofer it comes with. It was an 8-inch or a 10-inch because I want to replace it. Do you know?
No,
I don't know either. That's. I have no idea. It's going to be an 8-inch, or it's going to be a 6 or an 8, not a 10. I think. Honestly, I don't know. They're probably going to run into is replacing it. Hopefully, it's an 8. If it's an 8, you could probably go with the Pioneer.
It has to be an 8.
Ooh, also check out JBL. JBL makes a really good replacement subwoofer for those type of applications. It's cool because it's actually it spins in and out. Because the problem you run into is that the depth in those is usually quite crappy. And if it's a premium, okay, first off, you're not going to be able to use the factory amplifier. You're going to have to go with an aftermarket amplifier because the audio output to that subwoofer is it's just not going to work. It's going to be like a dual crazy ohm load thing. So, but yeah. Alpine PXA H800 DSP, best piece Alpine ever produced. Okay.
Yeah.
I never used it, so I'll go okay. I mean, that's more of a Jeff thing because, Jeff was into that. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, listen, that's the time. We'd like to thank Focal for being a sponsor of the show. We'd like to thank everyone who was involved in the show. We can shut that off. Yeah. We'd like to thank everyone who asked questions tonight. We'd like everyone who played along. And if we didn't get to your questions, I apologize. We will be back Monday on Facebook to answer more questions, as well as you can find us on Instagram at 5-Star Car Stereo, of course, the number 5-Star Car Stereo. We answer questions almost daily on the show. We do 5 minutes of 5-Star. We try to answer as much as we can. It's a great place to get questions answered because, for one, we don't know when we're going on, and 2, the count is down, so there's only like 50 people there, so it's way easier to get us to answer your questions. But thank you so much, everyone who did answer a question, everyone that donated to the cause. Thank you for that. It's Saturday night.
It is Saturday. It's not Friday.
Fernando's pulling this up, which means I need to talk about this. The IRTA 2, guys, if you've never seen the IRTA 2, head over to DNF Tool Drawer. That's dnftooldrawer.com, and there you can find the videos on how it actually works. And if you're an aspiring installer, a veteran installer, if you install anything and you want to see what is going on electrically with your car, as far as the sound goes, it is not an acoustical RTA. It's an electrical RTA, 2 channels. You can find all pass filters. You can compare front to back. You can do all kinds of cool things with it and actually see what is happening So it's a wonderful tool.
It's magical.
And I will tell you, the guy that asked us earlier about adding into that was a Bose system. Never mind.
That was a non-Bose system, no?
No, we had a Bose system.
Oh, yeah.
DNF tool, DNF swag. DNF swag is a place you can go to find all your cool 5-star apparel. But it's Saturday night. Be safe, guys. It's crazy out there. The world is getting back to normal slowly but surely. So that means people are partying. People are having a good time. Pack a mask in your back pocket so you can take an Uber or a Lyft on the way home. Unless you're here in Florida, in which case we just don't care.
All right, guys, let's go.
That doesn't work.
No, that doesn't?
I don't know. Some places are weird. Go out, be merry, have fun.
Be careful, guys.
Be back Monday. You guys have a wonderful weekend.
Bye, guys.